Greetings, Earthlings. Just kidding. Okay. Alright, so today I want to share something with you. In the recent videos that I've been doing these thoughts of the days. They're literally just things that I've been thinking about that are very relevant to me at the moment, and I kind of just speak about them. However, I know that not everyone's going to go into a video that kind of looks like it's about working out and find the timestamp or whatever that is specifically talking about this topic, but this topic is very important to me, and I think that a lot of people can relate to this. Like, I know a lot of people have gone through this, or maybe are even currently going in this little predicament. Like, this has happened to me in my lifetime with many different situations. However, they all kind of have this similar feeling for yourself. Without trying to sound too dramatic or anything, recently I had to make a pretty tough decision regarding one of my close friends, because basically every time I spoke to them, I was just getting stressed out, you know? And when you've got things in your life that you need to do, or you've got a goal that you're going for, these stresses, it's energy consumption, you know? It's taking energy away, because stress means you're spending energy on something. So you're spending energy on something instead of being able to spend it on something that's actually conducive to your goal, whatever that goal may be at that point in time of your life. And sometimes you have more space or more capacity to handle different stressors, but when you're really focusing on something, or something's taking very high priority, then your capacity becomes a little lower and you can't really handle these stressors. And in these cases, when you have the capacity, you can try to deal with these stresses, you know, or try to fix these things, or work through them, or maybe even try to just brave the struggle, brave the stress. But sometimes you just can't. And in those cases, you might have to make a difficult decision. Now, for me, I had to tell my friend, like, hey, I need a little bit of time, because right now, every time I'm speaking to you, I'm just getting really stressed out. And basically, I need some space until I can kind of reset, and speaking to you no longer stresses me out. And the thing is it's really hard to make a decision like that. And this can be many things, right? This can be with your close friends. It can be with just any friend, because some people are even afraid to say this to just anybody. This can be with your freaking significant other. And it's very hard to say something like this or come to this kind of conclusion, because one, it just sucks, right? Like, you just don't want to. And a lot of times it's because there is an emotional attachment, right? And it's very hard to surpass that. Your emotional attachment is going to make you want to make the decision that's easier, but is probably going to lead to more pain or prolong your suffering one way or another. And then another reason is because you're scared that they're going to take it personally, right? But the thing is that when I made this decision and I told my friend, like, hey, I need some space, it is not personal at all. You know, it has nothing to do with it being personal, but it has everything to do with just me having to do what's best for me, taking care of myself and being able to make myself better in a way, right? Because if talking to my friend is stressing me out every time I talk to them, or I'm thinking about this conversation with them afterwards, and it's actually detracting from what I need to do, that's just not a good place to be in. And by staying there, you're kind of just torturing yourself in a way. So in this situation, the best thing for you, the best thing for me to improve what I'm able to do in my pursuit of my goal is to kind of remove myself from the situation, remove myself from the stress, because I don't know how to get rid of that stressor, or I can't get rid of that stressor by myself at the moment, right? Sometimes, like, when you know yourself, I know myself at this point in my life, right? Like, I've had enough experiences, I've gained enough wisdom up to this point, I'm old enough to know that I'm not gonna be able to handle it, so I need to just remove myself, right? That has everything to do with me trying to take care of myself, because if you are not taking care of yourself, and you yourself are not good, you're not there, then everything else kind of goes to shit as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. You just got to know that it's not personal. Maybe you can let them know it's not personal. However, if they're you know, truly close friends with you, or they care about you, then they're going to know it's not personal, understand that it's for you. but it's very hard to come to a decision like this. And the thing is even if you come to a decision like this, maybe you know in the back of your head that this is what I need to do. But a lot of times, and I'll say when I was younger, like in my early 20s, and I come to a crossroads like this, where it's either stay in whatever situation's causing me stress and I can't deal with it, but I'm just trying to tough it out, or just remove myself completely for a bit until I can basically reset or be able to handle the stress. I would choose to stay in that stressful environment because I was not strong enough to just remove myself, right? It's pretty hard to go to a close friend, a good friend, your significant other, whatever, and be like, hey, I need space. That's not the easiest thing to just come and say, right? And so back in the day, for me, I wasn't strong enough to do that. Even if I knew, like I had a sneaking suspicion, you know, it's like always in the back of your head, you kind of know, right? You kind of know, I need to do this for myself to make myself better. But then you're like, that's pretty difficult and you're just not strong enough to do it. The thing is that when you're younger, you know, you really shouldn't feel bad about that because it might be your first time with that kind of thing. But as you gain more and more experience, hopefully you're able to start making those decisions that are going to be able to take care of yourself. Because like I said, if you're not taking care of yourself and you're just losing it, then other things are going to start, you know, getting not as good as well. So it was very interesting for me, just when I thought about it, to see like, yeah, I know back then, multiple occasions, that I made these choices that prolonged I was basically just torturing myself. But now I was able to come to this decision and actually act on it and act it out instead of kind of knowing what it is and then backing off because it's a little too daunting. Removing yourself sometimes, that action is just way up there. Like it feels very difficult. But as soon as you've done it and you're out of there, then immediately you can kind of start working on whatever recovery or whatever it is that you need to get better with right off the bat. Instead of thinking about staying in this environment and basically you can't improve when you're in this environment. Let's say you stay in there for, you stay in there for an amount of time. Like this amount of time, you're in that environment and you can't improve that whole time. Well, in the end, eventually you're going to be like, dang, I am just getting F'd here. And then from that end point, then you finally are like, okay, I need to start getting better. But now you just wasted all this time. Whereas when you make the right decision for yourself right at the beginning, it's like, this sucks right here, right at the beginning, but I can start improving right away. You know what I mean? And even for me, just these past couple of days where I've been removed from the situation, I feel a lot better, and it's like getting better pretty fast, which is really nice because, like I said, it's a lot of times it's not a decision that you want to make. Like you wish you could find a different way, or you could just work your way through it, staying in there. But sometimes it's just not possible, you know, and you just don't have the capacity to deal with it. And so you just got to get yourself out of there. And there's nothing wrong with that. And it's not personal. I mean, sometimes maybe it is, but that's a different topic. That's not what we're talking about here. But yeah, guys, you gotta take care of you, as I am taking care of myself right now. This is just a very prevalent thought recently because it's so relevant, and I didn't want to let it go to the wayside. And I know a lot of people have experienced this kind of thing in their lifetime, or are going to experience this kind of thing, or maybe are even experiencing it at this current moment. And just remember, you do have to take care of yourself. Because ultimately, in the end, the only person you can really count on to take care of yourself is yourself. So, hopefully this experience that I'm sharing with you can help some of you. And until next time, I will see you. Thank you. Bye-bye.